Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 5 of Season 2 here in the Youth Road to Glory. Thank you for all of your feedback on the last episode. The majority of you... Oh, hang on, what's this training injury? He's out for 1 day. Sure we can cope with that if he's out for 1 day. The majority of you said that you reckon I should wait for a 5-star scout rather than spending the money on a 4-star. So I will do exactly that. We'll just quickly check and see if there's any 5 stars. There still isn't, just a 4-star. If I go another 2 months, basically if I reach January and I haven't had a 5-star scout pop up, then I will buy a 4-star. But I'll wait for the 5 if I can. We've got monthly reports here, as you can see, coming back. So we'll have a quick look through and see what we've got here. 65 to 87. I'm going to say no to him. Definitely saying no to you. 76 to 94 shows good potential. We'll give that another month, though, just to see if he's a centre-back or a centre-mid, because I've got so many central midfielders already. I don't really need another one. 51 to 71, I'll say no. 65 to 89 shows good potential, especially considering he's already decently highly rated, because his value is 475. So we'll wait and see. Again, we'll give that another month. We'll scout a little bit further there. On the Brazilian side of things, we have nothing really of any real note there. 64 to 68, potentially. We'll wait and see. No. Definitely no. And definitely no. Well, it's not going too well in Brazil to this point, but we'll wait and see what month number 2 throws up at us. Daniel Albrecht is now 60 rated. He's now 16 years old and able to be called up. He's growing nicely. We will actually have a squad report at the end of today's episode, because the games this month aren't necessarily coming that thick and fast. So we'll sim Mansfield and Shrewsbury. We'll play Rotherham and sim Plymouth, and then play Barnsley, who are currently top of the table. So we'll sim the first 2. Hopefully get off to a good start. Let me just quickly adjust accordingly Albrecht's position in the in here. There we go. And we'll do that and then do that. Superb. 60. I've got so many midfielders already. A few of you guys quite rightly saying that perhaps I should look to loan some of these guys rather than actually just outright sell them, and then we can see if they actually grow quite well out on loan, and maybe in a future season we could call on them again for first team action. So that's a good idea. I'll do that off camera though. I'll just go through a loan list about 10 different players that aren't necessarily going to come anywhere near my starting lineup or my bench for the time being. But we'll simulate this first game against Mansfield and see how we get on. We're in all right form. We dropped off slightly in the recent episode, but we did have a couple of tough games against Blackburn and Wigan. We go 1-0 up here through Ruben Hara very early on, which is good news. Again, not bothered at all by the Checker Trade Trophy, so we'll simulate. In fact, I will fully rotate the side and play a number of those youngsters that aren't necessarily anywhere near my first team in that game in the Checker Trade Trophy. Unfortunately, Mansfield have equalised, but can we get a winner in the last 10 minutes? The answer is a yes, and it's Dimitrov, the left back again. He's definitely up with one of my top scoring players so far this year, Dimitrov. I'm very, very pleased with how he plays whenever I simulate, and he's pretty solid in game as well when I play. He just doesn't pop up with the goals, but if he's going to do it in simulated games and get me victories in such a manner, then I can't really complain, can I? I'll go and put those guys on the loan list, sort out the starting 11 for this game against Shrewsbury by listing starting a number of the rotation players, and then we'll jump back and simulate the game against Shrewsbury. Right, squad's changed, youngsters listed. Let's simulate the game against Shrewsbury. Both Albrecht and Neumann, the 2 young Germans that we called up in the last episode, get a start here. Shrewsbury aren't necessarily the easiest of teams to play, actually, so it'll be interesting to see how we get on. Well, 2 goals in the 21st minute. One from their striker, one from our centre-back. They came, and a yellow card for Riley as well. I wonder whether they scored, then we got a free kick and scored from the free kick, and the yellow card came after that, or in the same instant that led to the free kick. It's currently 2-2. It's a hell of a game, actually, away from home against Shrewsbury. I think if we draw, it goes to extra time, doesn't it? Indeed it does. So pushing further forward, it might go to penalties. Unless there's a goal. Wally scores And we're going to lose by 3-2. Not to worry. Decent showing by a number of players there. So I'll let them off for the defeat. We'll jump now to the game against Rotherham and see if we can pick up a win in the league with me actually controlling everyone. Return by Taylor. Lovely cross by Taylor. Good clearance by Cooper. Corner for Rotherham in the 11th minute. Forward on the far side to deliver. And does deliver very well. And that header was awkward from ball. Wasn't sure whether to attack it with the defender or just leave it. Thankfully I left it. And thankfully no one poked it home. Still 0-0. See, outmuscles the defender and gets it back to Cooper. I'll look in there to Hara. And then play it all the way out wide looking for Wright. Knock it back well. Cooper forward. Isle Taylor. Nice run by Kwesi and by Hara. Could go for a 1-2 here. We have done. No, that wasn't a 1-2. That was Kwesi. It was wide. He was onside. I thought it was off, so I just hit it early. If I'd have paid more attention, I might have been able to take a touch and then pick my spot. That's actually really frustrating. I could have been 1-0 up there. Taylor, Kwesi, De Jong, Hara. Mr. Cooper, this is a really nice move. We could end with a goal here. I'll pull this back, and arriving is Hara. What a block from the defender. No, it was actually just that bad from Hara. I glanced up at the linesman and saw him hold his flag out right in front of him. Okay, that was pretty embarrassing from Hara. Nice tackle. Good old physical battle there. Win this please, Lyle. Well up. On Kwesi's touch is superb and gets him away from the defender. Second man's with me. Oh, I can't keep it down. Can't keep it down. Two good opportunities in this game. Well, three actually, really. Two for Kwesi and one for Hara. But unfortunately, still after half an hour at 0-0. Ball. Gimme. Thank you. Quickly forward. Just knock that back. Go to Kwesi. Walker's making the move on the left. It's a lovely ball over to him and he'll get there first. And he'll get away from the man that's with him and we'll cross the back post where Wright... Oh, I'm not sure there's anything I can say about that, is there? Deary me. Proctor. Cross there into ball. Oh, he's gone for the shot from distance. The keeper had so much time to adjust his feet to get behind that. But somehow, I mean, was it a long way to his left? Not really. Well, actually, no. It was. Never mind. I was going to say, why didn't he just move his feet to the left and catch it? But it was actually a lot further away from him than I initially thought it was. 0-0 at the break, I would presume, unless they score on this attack. Kwesi couldn't quite spin on the spot quickly enough to pick up the loose ball there. Cummings will come down the line. That's a foul. We have a free kick to Rotherham here in a very difficult position. Taylor will deliver it. 3 minutes added on at the end of the game. Ahoy. Walker heads away and half-time will probably be here and is. That's a nice turn. There's Wallace. Strike. Good save. Cooper will get to this first hopefully and does. Keep it in play too. Going to have to make some substitutions soon I think to try and change things up in this game. Game plan to this point hasn't really been working that well. Kwesi could drop the shoulder on the defender here. I'm waiting for someone to run around the outside of me and they're just taking too long to arrive. Kwesi could get this to Lyle Taylor though. Lyle! Oh, God, you're so bad with your left foot. Substitutions definitely being made now. Matip, got a man down the line. They've gone central to Proctor here. Then out to Taylor. He's got the acceleration to get away and the ball into Proctor's decent. He's hit the side netting only. Very nearly 1-0 Rotherham with 20 minutes to go. We have been the better team. We have created more chances, but I cannot afford to switch off at the other end of the pitch and let them get the victory here. I need a point at the very least, and hopefully all three to try and get myself back into a commanding playoff position in the table. Well, Taylor has no strength. He's Ihiekwe down the right. Not now. Win this header, Cooper. Thank you. Get to that. I haven't. Here's Vokes. Forward, back to Vokes again. Oh, Lugano with a vital interception and we'll stay at 0-0. It's a draw against Rotherham away from home. I'm disappointed not to have won, but with only one shot on target in 6, it's not really much of a surprise why I haven't, is it? We did get the win in the earlier game, which is good news. I'll simulate the next one, which was, I believe, against Plymouth, and then we'll play Barnsley. We are back into the playoffs, though, which is good news. Duncan Scott has rejected a loan move to Barnet, unfortunately, and Will Bell is on his way back from injury too, which is good news. Wright, though, has actually filled in very well on that right-hand side, so he may find himself keeping that first-team spot. Put Bell on the bench, and he might be able to have an impact from the substitutes bench in the upcoming game against Plymouth, but we'll head there now and simulate that. Really annoyingly, Raul Bejarano has broken his tailbone on international duty, and he's out for 4 months. Cheers then. Oh, I'm really annoyed at that. So I don't have many centre-backs. In fact, I have 4 centre-backs, one of which is now out injured long term. I do have a couple of other players that could fill in at centre-back, but it's still frustrating. Right, let's simulate this game against Plymouth, and then we'll go and play Barnsley and hopefully get ourselves a decent haul of points in the remaining 2 games before doing that squad report and seeing if we can stay in the playoffs. A win here would almost certainly keep us in the playoffs. Taylor giving us the 1-0 lead after 8 minutes as we push past the half-hour mark now. Coming up towards half-time, and it's still 1-0. It's 2-0 now. Thank you, Ruben Hara. Scout Future Star doing the business to give us a little bit of daylight between ourselves and Plymouth. Heavy substitution period, but it looks like we're going to get the victory and maybe a clean sheet as well. Yes, a clean sheet too. Solid 2-0 victory against Plymouth. That is very pleasing. Right, I'll have another quick train and we'll head towards Barnsley.
4-4-2. Yeah,
nice tackle by Hughes. Across to Guerra. We use the left back first. Fire that through there to Kwesi. Get it out to Hughes. It's the first time I use Hughes. He's only 57 rated, but he's got 81 acceleration and 4-star skills, so I'm hoping he can have a decent game on that right hand side. Kwesi is doing superbly here. Unfortunately won't give us a goal to go in front, but he's working tirelessly to do his absolute best. Lindsay just fire that forward. Should win that and have done well to do so. Kwesi going to need to look back for support here, but I can lay this in front of Hughes. Then Ronaldo chop. That didn't quite go according to plan. Or it didn't flow as well as I'd hoped it would do. Cooper will drive into the box, drill it into the middle. Just hoping for perhaps a little bit of mayhem back here. Lay it back to Guerra. He's left-footed. I'll try and find some space on that left foot. That's floating, but still quite simple for the keeper. Lofted over the top. Dimitrov could be underneath this. He's going to drop here to Tiam. Wow. That's the closest either side have come so far. Certainly the closest Barnsley have come so far. Hell of a first time hit, and he's desperately unlucky not to have given them quite an impressive 1-0 lead. Andy Hamill. Tiam again. Out to Bradshaw. Sensi across. Gets a good block on it. Corner for Barnsley. They have the best defensive record in the league, Barnsley, and are still just destroying this League One table this year. McCarthy gets that into the man in the middle, but Bennett makes a simple save. Chances at both ends, but no goals yet. Win that, please, Ruiz. Okay, never mind. Andy Hamill coming forward. Or Adam Hamill, sorry, not Andy. And, wide of the target from Nasmulner. Not far wide at all for Barnsley again. I dominated the opening 15 minutes. They've had the better of the next 15. And, with their domination, they've looked more likely to score than I did as well. Cooper. Hughes, De Jong. This is a good move. Kwesi with a good spin. Oh, can I have that free kick back, please? Guerra will pick up the loose ball. Look for Kwesi again. Movement on either side of me. Lovely spin by Hughes. Is that a foul? It is. Penalty given. Chance from the spot to go in front just before half-time. No yellow card for the defender. I just went one way, tried to roll him as the ball came into me. And yeah, it was definitely a foul. Lyle Taylor, actually no, I'll give it to Kwesi because he's pushing for the golden boot this year, Kwesi Appiah. We'll see if we can go in front. Yes, we can. Kwesi Appiah makes it Barnsley 0, Wimbledon 1 in the 45th minute. Get in. Dimitrov into De Jong. Guerra through the gap. This is a good move. Kwesi will go again. Play him around the corner. Kwesi for 2. Oh, and he pulls it wide. Really good chance to put us out of sight from Barnsley, but I just can't seem to finish properly today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've had to rely on something from the penalty spot in this one. Every other shot I've had from open play in today's 2 games has pretty much gone wide. Corner for Barnsley. Again, Lloyd Isgrove to take it. Alex Mowat's just come on for Barnsley. Hopefully that won't spark a creative spell of play for them. Knios continues to come down the right-hand side, and it finds Tian, but Bennett holds on well. Been really up against it for pretty much the majority of this game, to be fair. It's really easy to see why Barnsley are where they are in the league. That said, it's not been as difficult as the get, well, to this point at least, there's still 25 minutes to go, as the games against Blackburn or Wigan, which actually gives me a little bit more confidence moving forward with the playoffs in question. If I can do well here against the league leaders, then there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to step up my performance levels for games in the playoffs against 2 teams that I've actually done particularly poorly against so far this season, in Wigan and Blackburn. Quessy will find Lyle Taylor here, but unfortunately I can't do anything with it. But we still have our 1-goal lead to lean on. Hughes forward to Joe Pigott. Let's Quessy run, please. On that far side, McCall is in. His touch is decent. McCall, good save by Davies. I just didn't feel confident with McCall in that situation. Guerra nearly able to get that first touch and secondary touch round the defender, but good defensive work from Barnsley. That's why they are where they are in the league, because they have the best defensive record, but they haven't scored yet. And they've only conceded 1, but if you don't score at the other end, you're not getting anything out of the game. Sorry, lads. Quessy to McCall again. I'm going to try and drive in behind, but he's not the fastest. Lindsay's with me. Turn inside. Here's McCall. Quezzy's... Oh, itching to make the run in behind. I don't need to make the run in behind. Well, a 1-0 win against top-of-the-table Barnsley, and it's a win that I don't feel like I deserved, but I shall take it. Thank you for the 3 points. Let's go and have a squad report, see how well all of our youngsters are growing, and have a look and see how we're heading in the league table as we move towards the January transfer window. Right, let's have a look and see how everyone's getting on. Bennett is now 75 rated. He is growing of his own accord, up to this year to 75 from 73. Like I mentioned, haven't been training him, but he's still growing, which is good news. I'm hoping he won't in January be like, I feel like I'm too big for the club. So fingers crossed he'll stay. Morrison has been being trained, and he's now 65 rated, still growing nicely. Kicking up to 73 positioning is only 57, which is a big problem, but he's not hopefully going to be anywhere near the starting lineup for a few years. Cooper up 3 to 67 at right back. It's his physicality that really helps. It says he's only got 75 strength, but he's so good physically. He just shrugs people off the ball. He's very, very good for me. I'm extremely pleased with how he's growing. Stand tackle is up to 81. Slide at 74. Heading accuracy of 78. Really pleased with him. Patrick Strachan up 3 to 52. Will Robinson up 3 to 56. A lot of plus 3s here. Ewan Young also up 3. Growing nicely too. Sensi's up 2 to 66. He, of course, one of the, not Scout Future Stars, one of the free agents we signed at the beginning of the season. Growing very nicely. Marine Ruiz, despite his injury, 5-star weak foot on him. I didn't even realise that. Growing nicely, up 1 to 67 at 19 years of age. McLean, no growth from him yet on an overall scale, but growing a little bit technically. Bejarano, no growth from him. Unfortunately, out now for 4 months with a broken tailbone, which sounds particularly painful. Dimitrov, up 1 for him as well. Our free agent from season 1. 81 crossing on that guy now, so really pleased with his growth. McCall, up 2 to 55. A little bit of growth there. Clark is the guy that's been filling in for me whenever Dimitrov isn't around. He's now 59 rated. Of course, when the guys that are in their 50s reach 60 rated, we'll be able to see what their overall potential is by the, well, if I go to the status, by the status, and it will say what their overall potential is with regards their, there you go, like Sensi, they're showing great potential. Mackenzie, it's another young left, but we have up 2 for him. I've got a loan offer in for him currently, I believe, Riley Mackenzie. Ruben Hara, our Scout Future Star, up 4 to 67. I'm going to move away from training his tackling now and start on his passing again. Been training that a little bit last year, but not as much as perhaps I needed to. Still got 5-star week for though, which is good. Samuel de Jong's been very good for me, another free agent we signed. You guys reckon he's a Hutchinson regen? You might well be correct. 71 rated now. Aidan Peterson up 2 to 55. Duncan Scott up 2 to 54. He too has had a loan offer in for him. Stoyanov, no growth from him yet, which is disappointing. He was one of the players I signed last year that I was quite excited about, but he just hasn't grown. McCall is up 1 out on loan, which is good news. Gordon Taylor is up 4 this year. He's our 5-star skiller, of course. Not really that good with regards to his sprint speed and acceleration, but on the ball, he's pretty good. 82 ball control, 71 dribbling. Neumann, 3-star weak foot on him. Decent physicals, although obviously his jumping, stamina and strength could really do with improving. His agility at 79 though is pretty nice. 80 ball control too for him, and I'm not training him, and he's up 1 already, which is good news. Ewan Wright is up 2 to 64. He continues to grow. Lugano, my Scout Future Star from this year, is up 5 to 67, which is good news. He's growing quite well. Dave Walker is growing up 2, but it's that lack of acceleration and sprint speed on the left-hand side that's really holding back his progress for me. He's still only 16 though. So to be 65 rated at 16 means that he's, what is his status actually? Showing great potential, so hopefully he can get into the early 80s. Dave Murray, up 4, growing very well actually, technically. Riley Campbell, no growth for him yet. I think do I have a loan bid in for him? I'd loan bid in for someone. It may even be Murray actually that I had the loan bid in for. Adriano Guerra is a Portuguese guy we brought up from the Youth Scout system recently. He's up 2 overall, despite actually not much growth. Short passing's up 6, but I have been training that. Albrecht is one of our most recent signings. 60 rated at 16, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills. Hughes is another one of our most recent signings. 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot on him. Acceleration of 81, sprint speed of 77, decent agility, decent balance as well. Could be a very good player for us. I might start training him actually with regards to his ball control and his dribbling and perhaps some short passing too. Although to be fair, he's growing very well already without me training him, so I might actually leave him for the time being and see how well he continues to grow. Will Bell is back from injury now, which is good news. He's been rock solid for me so far this year. Aidan McCall continues to grow of his own accord too, up 3 to 62. What's his status? An exciting prospect. I think that's slightly better than showing great potential, isn't it? So fingers crossed McCall will continue to grow. Joe Piggott is an IRL player we haven't yet been able to move on. Kwesi and Lyle remain my only 2 really starting strikers at the club, both with 9 and 10 goals apiece. 3 assists for Kwesi, 10 assists for Lyle Taylor, which is nice, considering he's really not that good goal scoring wise. He's got 10 goals and is my top goal scorer, but he's not been anywhere near the level that he was at last year, unfortunately. With regards to the youth player we have currently, Nicholas Schwartz, potential of 88 to 94 supposedly, but he just isn't growing to this point. Yes, he's still only 15, so there's still a long way to go, but I'd like to see at least a little bit of growth from him. But he's still at 50 rated, which is quite frustrating. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with him in future months. But for now, our good form today has seen us move back up to 4th from 7th. So we're 4 points inside the playoffs now, and 4 points off the automatic promotion spots after beating Barnsley and knocking them off the top of the table. Cambridge are up to 16th, which is great. Peterborough drop a further place, which is also great. Although it is still very tight at the bottom. As you can see, Bury just 2 points off Cambridge in 16th. Hopefully Cambridge stay up. Hopefully we go up. We'll find out in due course. Up next for the next episode on Saturday will be December, and then the January transfer window on Sunday. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on more. I'll see you next time.